Hey guys, what's going on? This is another segment of the market forecast. Hopefully, you guys are doing good. It was a great trading week this past week. A lot of volatility in the market. To include, we also had the quad witching on the 16th, right, on Friday on the 16th of September, which meant we had 4 items expiring during that time. Just look up quad witching and you can actually learn about that or whatnot. So as you saw, a lot of implied volatility for that particular day, especially the last trading hour of the market. So again, this is us, YS Visual, YS Investment Club, as we call ourselves. And we're going to look into the market, what exactly we're expecting for this week, and how we can actually use this week as a great opportunity for us to trade. But before we get started, we want to highlight one thing, right? So we know that the Federal Reserve is actually meeting on Wednesday, right? So I'm going to go over some economical data, right, and some things that we can expect and see how exactly the market forecast will play out with these items being thrown into the mix, right? So let's get started here. Okay, so you guys know that I like to go to this website you guys can actually look up to, marketwatch.com, economy/politics calendar, right? So for next week's, few things that we have to take into consideration for the market for next week are these things. And I hit the highlights here, right? So on Monday, we have the NAHB Home Builders Index, right? Have that on Monday towards the report. On Tuesday, housing starts. We got the start for that, and also building permits. But the key date that I really want us to pay attention to is the Federal Reserve statement, and as well as Federal Chair Jerome Powell conference that's going to happen at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've seen before, right, there's 3 things that can happen next week. Like everyone is expecting 75 basis point rate hikes. That's what everyone's expecting. Like some have actually speculated to say maybe we're going to get a whole full point. But this day here on the 21st at 2:30 is going to be very, very instrumental to the market, right? Because 3 things can happen. We can get 75 and the market can go down. We can get 75 and the market goes up, being that it was expected, or we can get one basis point and the market can just totally go down, right? So the devil's is in the details, right? What exactly will be the commentary on Fed Chairman Powell conference is going to dictate the direction of the market. So stay tuned for that, right? Key date here again, the 21st of September. And on 22nd, we have jobless claims, right? Current claims, continuous claim. And then close out Friday with the manufacturing PMI and also the U.S. services PMI. But Wednesday, we have to pay attention on Wednesday. So now let's take a look at the charts. What are we seeing? So the first one I'm going to start off with here, of course, is going to be and every week I try to introduce you guys to something new, right? So for this week, I have some supporting resistance lines here. You guys know TradingView. If you're interested in TradingView, it's actually the platform that I love to do all my technical analysis that you guys have seen. But all these are here, they're just pivotal points, right? That's all you're seeing here, right? Pivot points. These are just pivot points, right? And also you have the pivot points here for the highs and lows, right? And how do you can get the pivot points? You go to indicators, right? And look up pivot points on the search, and then you have your pivot points. Right, so let's take a look. What are we seeing in the market? So for the Dow Jones Industrial, what we saw is a few things, right? So you got to look at our last video in which we have our market forecast, and believe it or not, right, this hit straight in the money, right? We had the Dow Jones Industrial actually going down for this week. That's exactly what it did. So what are we seeing for next week is this, right? So seeing this pivot point here, this is support, and amazingly, right, the Dow Jones actually closed right there at this support, right? So based on the volume, right, we have volume here. It's motivation, right? That's a motivation for the buyers. So highly suspect, right, given the price action, the volume, CCI, right, trending downward. but we have the stochastics trending up here, which conflict, the CCI conflicts are what we're seeing. It just lets us know that this particular, this particular index here doesn't have a strong indication for the high, right? So I'm going to come up here, right? I'm going to come to $310. This thing is going crazy. I'm going with $310, right, for this one in particular, right? Being that this is another support area, and if it's support, right, if support turns into a resistance, right? So I'm going to go here to 310.38 roughly for the Dow Jones Industrial, and then we have to reevaluate what we see based on the volume. And again, Wednesday is going to be a key pivotal. So I am anticipating the market, Dow Jones Industrial, to rally for Monday and Tuesday, slight rally for Monday and Tuesday. Most likely it will break, right, 310, but I'm going to be safe here, being that just want to be safe and conservative. So 310 here for the Dow Jones Industrial, and possibly based on the if two of those options happen, 75 basis point, and then, you know, Federal Jerome Powell is extremely hawkish, it's definitely going to take the market down. So I'm going to go here with just here for this price, and for the long term, I'm going to go here for the long term, right? Going all the way. Let's see here. Where's the others? Right there. This support area here, which is 303, right? I'm going to go here for 303 for the long term. It's going to be all the way, push it all the way to October, right? Again, $310.63. And I'm going to go here to the middle of October to 303 and some change, right? So that's for the Dow Jones Industrial. Next one. Let's look at the next one. We're going to go with IWM, Russell 2000. And for IWM, amazingly, this is the forecast from last week for IWM, right? We went to $180.14. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Boom, money, right? Money, right? That was a good trade, money here. So that was success. With this one, man, let's erase it. And now what are we seeing? Right, we saw close here on a hammer candle, right? Hammer candlestick, right? And we have a gap, right? A gap for the upside here, right? A gap was actually formed when on Thursday going into Friday, right? So again, same thing that I'm seeing for IWM is what we saw in the Dow Jones Industrial. Definitely have strong indication that we're going to go a little bit higher, right? So I'm going to go right here, right? Again, this is a pivot. I'm using the pivot point here, right? Pivot point right there, boom. I'm going to go to 3, it's a little bit hot right there to the pivot point. $180.64, right? I'm being conservative, guys, you know that. I'm going to go here. I think it's going to go higher than that, right? I'm going to go a little bit higher. 180, Why not? Yeah. That's for the short term. And for the long term, definitely long term for this one, I'm going to go all the way here to 173 for right now. I'm going to use that as a placeholder. But I know you asked me why 173. Well, let me show you something, right? I'm going to 173 just for right now. But where I really want to go is here. There's a gap that hasn't been filled yet. Yeah, I'm just going to go to 173 for this one, right? Maybe this is another index, but I'm going to go to 173 for IWM. That's for the long term, for middle of October, right? Now let's look at the Qs. Q, right? All right, so the Qs, similar fate that we're seeing here, right? This is support resistance, right? And I'm going to go up for the Qs, forecast the Qs. They close in a hammer, volume, right? Green volume here. I'm going to go all the way up here to go to 294, right? 294 for the Qs. And again, then we're going to reevaluate. We'll go here for Tuesday, the 20. That's for Tuesday. And then we're going to have to evaluate what exactly we're going to see for Wednesday. Again, what's going to really shake the market, as I mentioned to you guys again, is what exactly Federal Chairman Powell is actually going to be conveying to the masses. But if the news is negative, right, we can definitely expect us to go a little bit lower. Right? And I'm going to go here to 282. And this may happen the same week, matter of fact. I'm going to go to 282 for the 16th, the 6th of October, right? 282. So that's two forecasts, right? Short term, long term. So before we go to the S&P 500, what do we like to look at? Yes, the VIX, right? We like to look at the VIX. And the VIX, look at that. So the VIX didn't go like a few weeks ago. I had the VIX going a little bit lower. And that didn't happen, right? That did not happen at all. So that was a failure right here for the VIX. But the long term that I have for the VIX was 27, right? 27 for September 30th. And ladies and gentlemen, look at that. Right? He went past 27, right? Past 27 here. That was a success. And we know if the VIX went higher, that means the market went what? It went lower, right? That's why we saw those lows for the so again, what I'm seeing for the VIX itself, right? This is the long-term projection here for the VIX. We had VIX should easily retest, right? Retest, I'll say here, retest this area right here, boom, right? Next 2 days, trading days, and 2480, make it go a little bit lower, right? So definitely going to be retesting this area right here. Right? I'm going to go to this pivot point there for 2419, and then we should see the VIX continue to go grind higher. Right? I'll go here, boom. Stop it. The move, VIX, the move. Okay. And long term, have it grind higher, right? Go higher. Boom. So that's for the VIX. What's next? The last one, we have the S&P 500 SPY. If the VIX is grinding lower, what's going on with the S&P 500? Yeah, you guessed it, right? It's definitely going to go higher, right? So amazingly, the S&P 500 SPY, right? Ticker symbol SPY, closing a hammer candlestick here, closing a hammer, right? Right, look at that, right at support, ladies and gentlemen. Support here, support there, right? Support everywhere, right? And so with that said, and we know that it has a pivotal point at 393, right? I'm going to go here to, and it has a gap. Look at that. Look at that gap. Has a gap right underneath, right on top, right? Gap form right on top here. And we know it has pivot point 393. So I'm going to go to 393 on this one. Right? I'm going to go to 393. Monday, Tuesday, right? You know what? I'm going to go here to 390. I'm gonna be a little, 390 just to close that gap, right? And again, on Wednesday, we have to see what happens on Wednesday, right? So Monday, Tuesday, definitely we should see a rally. Monday and Tuesday, boom, right? Monday and Tuesday, we should see a rally. And Wednesday, right? Wednesday is gonna be very interesting, right? So Wednesday, definitely have the Qs going a little bit lower for Wednesday. So retest this area here, right? As we did 380, 382. And if it breaks, right, there's a gap, slight gap here, ladies and gentlemen, that has not been filled, right? So that's why I'm going to 370, 378 for the Qs, right? 378 for the long term, right? And this is going to be October, we'll go for middle of October, right? Middle of October here, right? Because everything is telling us that we are in a declining phase of the market, declining phase. Hence, even though we're going to have these short rallies for the upside, right, it is inevitable that we're going to go down. Right? Not seeing any different. So short term, I have 390 for the Qs. I mean, for the S&P 500, Qs are on my mind. Qs. And then long term, right, we have this coming down, the index, SPY coming down. So that's all the indexes. And I want to show you guys one last thing. What am I doing for Monday, right? What we're doing Monday, we're going to be trading, the community now, we're going to be trading the S&P 500 or the QQQs. And how we're going to do that. Really, really easy strategy that I like to use, right? Very simple and trade. You can do this too in TradingView. I like to have two screens when I'm trading, right? I have three screens, but you know, like you can do it on one screen as well, right? You can cut this one in half, boom, 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 right? And whenever I trade, guys, I like to trade with a 2-minute chart. The 2-minute chart, and I also like to look at the 5-minute chart. That's just what I like to do, right? 2 minutes and 5-minute chart. That's the way I like to use it. And when I do that, of course, I have my pivot point here, right? Boom, 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 right? And I know that the market, I'm expecting the market to go up, right? Expecting the market to go up. So if I'm expecting the market to go up, my price target is going to be, this pivot point here, 388 and 390, right? I am expecting to make profits in this area, right? This area here is going to be my profit zone, as I call it. Zone of profits, right? I want to make money right here. Right? That's where I'm going to make money, because I'm expecting the market to go higher. Right? So if I'm going to make money right here on Monday, what am I paying attention to? Paying attention to a few things, right? Of course, this is 1-minute chart. As I said before, it's 2 minutes, 2 minutes, right? The way that I'm trading the 2-minute chart for the S&P 500 is like the way that I always do, right? So I already know where my support area is. So my support area for this one, for example, is 382, right? The only thing that I'm really looking for is two things. I'm looking at my support area, boom, right here, 382, right? The index went down for S&P 500, 382. And I'm following simple indicators. Like I saw a hammer candlestick pattern here. We know that a hammer is an indication for what? A reversal coming up. So a hammer at a key level of support. Then I see my CCI commodity channel index right here, right? As soon as, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as it crosses right here, the time there is like 1400, right? On my time, September 16th. As soon as it crosses here, I jump into the trade, right? See September 16th, 1400. Again, and if you look at the candle here, right? I'm looking at the sun there. Boom, boom, boom. Bear with me, right? At this sun, see, it ceases to go any lower, right? We got a candlestick here, a doji here. Then we see this candle and it breaks, right? It breaks past, right? Almost breaks past the previous low, right? So here, I jump into the trade right here, right? I jump to the trade like right between here, right? Within a minute or two. And again, this is 2 minutes, 2-minute chart. So as soon as the CCI crosses here, I'm jumping into the trade. The CCI's confirmation and also the stochastics percentage K, right? The K crosses the delta. That's an indication for the bull side. And I myself, I like to trade for the mean, which is a 21 moving average. So as soon as I jump in here, I jump in around 382 and some change, and I'm out at 383 and 83 cents, right? So literally a dollar movement, right? You can also see it, you know, you can see it on the other side as well, right? This 5-minute chart, 5-minute chart, 5-minute chart, right? I jump in right here, and boom, I'm out at the mean. I might take profit. This is the, yeah, I'm out right here. Right here. So I jump in around here, 382.90, and I get out at either 383, or if this is 5-minute chart, right? If I see this Honestly, I'll probably be getting out right here. Most likely I'll get out at the 383. So dollar movement, right? Dollar movement, if I have 30 contracts, that's $3 grand. Literally $3 grand in about 4 minutes. That's good trading right there. So again, easy strategy to utilize. I use it all the time. Just want to share with you guys. Let me know what you guys think. I will be trading on Monday again. I trade every Monday. My expiration dates for my contracts are always 72 hours. So if I trade Monday, right, I'm looking to expiration dates for the 3 days, right? If I know Monday is the 19th, 22, right? My expiration is going to be the 21 September or 22 September, right? For the QQQs. Again, simple strategy using the candles, right? Using support, CCI commodity channel index, and also confirming with the stochastics, right? And I trade the first hour of the market, right? Let me know what you guys think about this. This is us, Castro here, YS Stocks and Options. And we always say, trade responsibly, right? Be smart, practice logic over emotions, and we will see you guys at the finish line. Peace and be blessed.